one.
Hello, I'm Jacob with Atlantic Power Solutions. Today we're going to talk about transfer switches, their purpose, and the sequence of operations. Best way to think about a transfer switch is it decides and chooses which source of power it's going to connect to. Think, if you will, if you had two receptacles and one outlet, you can only ever be plugged into one source at any given time. And so that's what this device does. It will see a power failure, start the generator, and essentially unplug from one source and plug into another source. And so part of what it does in doing that, it always keeps a load connected to a single source rather than allowing power to flow back into the grid and hot up a power line. So the entire purpose of this is to transfer, keep your facility on power while also keeping any linemen safe. So if you'll come in here, you'll see the normal, this is the normal screen of a transfer switch. And you'll see utility available, and it's connected to utility. If we start the generator, you'll see that the generator is available. So you can have two sources available, but you can only be connected to a single source at any given time. So we're going to walk through this and see how it normally operates. So we're sitting here in a normal condition right now, and then with a power failure, you'll have a signal to the generator to start. Once that signal sends over, the generator starts, it goes through a countdown, allow the engine to warm up, then it transfers over. So you'll see now generator available, and it's connected to generator. Utility is no longer available. It's going to run like this in an emergency condition until the utility power is restored. Once the utility power is restored, you go into a countdown. You'll see the countdown here, roughly 5 minutes. The purpose for that is to allow that voltage to stabilize before the generator or the transfer switch transfers back to utility. Oftentimes, you've seen it in your home, if you have a power outage, when the utility power comes back on, it may be back on for 30-40 seconds, and then you'll see a little flicker. Well, when that happens, this controller sees that and it resets it. It wants to see a good, stable power source for about 5 minutes. Once it's been stable for about 5 minutes, it's pretty safe to assume that it's back on for good and stabilized. So once it's transferred back, or once the utility power is restored, it goes to the countdown. We're going to bypass this. You see it transfers back to utility. Then it'll go into an engine cool down mode. In engine cool down, you can see that the generator is still making power. It's still available. It's just not connected to that load. So the biggest thing to know is with the generator available, if anything were to happen to utility, the generator's already making power, it can just transfer right back over. But once this goes through its engine cool down, it will cut off the signal to run the generator will shut off. That being said, it'll remain in auto mode until you have another need further down the road. The biggest thing about letting these things cool down is you're allowing it to run a cool down with no load. It's just like any other piece of equipment. Once you take it out of a working condition, letting it breathe for a few minutes, letting it run and cool down without a load will extend the life of your equipment. So you see we've still got about 4 minutes of an engine cool down, but we'll go ahead and close this video out and let you see. Let's go ahead and close the video out.